What is going on, my future meta millionaires? It is your boy Terry Stonkers, and welcome to my channel, baby. By the dip. All right, guys, this is actually video number 7. That's right, part 7 of the John Brda interview / conversation. So we still got a few more videos to keep coming out, but this was a real good one as well. If you thought the last one was good, this one's just as good. So let's get in here and listen to this one, man. This is where Brda, Smokey asked a question confirming MMTLP. That's really not what this video is about, but it is exciting to get that confirmation from Brda. But the big part is we're going to touch base on that as we listen to this. And it got me really thinking, going back, listening to this again. And I'm like, man, I didn't really pick that up the first time this was all going on, and we rewatched it. I'm like, I sat there and thought about it. It's like, we got to touch base on this again. So let's get to it here.
Oh, no, I don't think it is. Now, I do want to know if we can clear this one thing up, since we've got you on the line and you're as official as it gets. And I think this has been made public. If you can't answer it, just say, no, you can't answer it. Everything was transferable. You just said that. That means anybody who holds the new shares of MMTLP means that get transferred too, right? They get their dividend.
Yeah, they get their dividend.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, you're going to hear someone else get real excited here in a second as well, but just wanted to pitch that in there. So let's continue back.
Yep. Thank you very much. I needed to hear that. Thank you. You're welcome, Bird.
I'm so glad she unmuted to do that. Do it again, Pig. Do it again.
Yay! No, I've been hiding in office plant mode. I've been just observing in the office plant.
I gotta take a minute to laugh because it's just so funny. Bird was pretty quiet through most of it, which I was as well. And this was one of the first times you really hear Roller Pigeon speak out, in a sense, with the yay. Because I was just, I guess, office plant mode as well. But I love how she worded it. It made me laugh. It definitely put a smile on my face because that's what we were doing, man. We didn't want to interrupt Brda. We wanted him to talk. We wanted him to get as much out as we can. So we were letting Syntax and Smokey roll with everything. And yeah, that was a huge one. So big props for Smokey to ask the $1 million question, and he confirmed it. And let's get back here to the video. And yeah, I just kind of laugh. I couldn't quit the grin off my face of Pidge, office plant mode, laughing and excited to just hear Brda confirm it. So let's get back to the video.
Listening in, taking notes, and then so it's like Smokey asked the $1 million question, and we heard it.
Yeah, it's I've seen that on Twitter a lot for a long time. People were concerned about if they bought MMTLP when they're getting their shares, and I know I thought Ken had mentioned something about it before, so I didn't really say anything about it. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of guys buying MMTLP.
What was that he just said, guys? He knows a lot of guys buying MMTLP. That is something that I might have heard it, but it just didn't register when we first did this, interview, and we were all listening to it. And this is the perfect reason why I'm going back doing this Brda interview conversation series, because this is phenomenal news, and I think we kind of overlooked it. And I don't think any of us talked about it in videos, but Brda knows people buying MMTLP. So think about it, guys. Brda, what's he specialize in? Oil and gas. That's what MMTLP is. The Oro Grande project, the Torchlight, land, the oil, the mineral rights in the ground. He knows people buying this. These are probably high net worth individuals. Friends and family of him is probably buying MMTLP. Think about it, guys. In the last video we covered, John Brda holds 2.2 million shares. He didn't sell at $3. MMTLP is trading like $1.20 right now. He knows people buying it. Probably family, friends, colleagues, whoever. They're all buying this up. They know what this is going to be. So it's going to remain to see what the dividend price is. But for him to come out and say in this conversation, he knows people. Actually, let's take a second back and listen to it one more time what he said.
But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of guys buying MMTLP.
I know a lot of guys buying MMTLP. I know a lot of guys buying MMTLP. That's huge. Let's continue on.
Yeah.
So
and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Berg. Go ahead.
Yeah, so how Ken worded it, and this is where a lot of the animosity has generated from, is that, Ken can't really say MMTLP legally. Like, they can't give another
Right.
ticker outside of, MMAT or MMAX. And so he always says the preferred A shares, the original preferred A shares, and it's just that nomenclature of the preferred A shares has caused all this animosity and this dichotomy that has happened.
That's because he doesn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole because we had nothing to do with it. And so, Ken is a former attorney. So when he says stuff like that, it comes from an attorney background.
Yeah, he's
So
very.
you said he didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, because that's what I said. I'm like, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
And that is true. That when this whole MMTLP came out, Smokey was right out the gate like, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole, and he did say that. So it's pretty funny that him and Ken had the same kind of thought, in a sense, around MMTLP. But what we're going to hear Bird here says is kind of where me and Bird are on the same wavelength, because I thought of the same way that Bird is going to tell us here how she thought about MMTLP. So it's funny. Smokey didn't want to touch it. Ken didn't want to touch it. Me and Pidge, we wanted to touch it. We wanted to get more. So let's go here and hear what Pidge has to say.
A bit more adventurous. I'm like, woo, I can buy more.
Yeah, I don't know why that was such a big deal, to be honest with you. It's funny. And then they tried to make this thing about, when George supposedly was video or recorded from the Italian guys. And, he said, well, the dividend could be $1 or $20. We don't know what it's going to be. And, at the time, the MMTLP was trading at $2. I said, well, if that's not satisfactory, sell it, just sell it,
Well, that's
right.
That's the video that everyone was trying to find the full recording, right? Isn't that the one where he was getting misrepresented because people were taking pieces of
Right.
it?
And there's forward-looking statements in there too. There, quite frankly, that and them taping that was complete BS.
What's real BS is that
What I wanted to touch base on there, Brda, I think if you kind of tell her, we'll go back and listen to it just a little bit more. Now, I'm no freaking specialist at trying to pick up what people saying and not saying, but I think Brda wanted to say more, but legally he couldn't. We're talking about that conversation, that old clip where George talks about he didn't know how the Biden administration would be and how oil and stuff would be in the future. So the dividend could be projected anywhere from $1 to $20 based on the Biden administration. Well, fast forwarding to today's Biden administration, oil is at freaking like all-time highs in a long while. So the dividend should be looking pretty darn good. Brda there confirming. He knows a lot of people buying it. And let's just go back here and listen to this one more time where you hear Brda talking about that interview and he kind of just stops talking. He just kind of, he's talking, but then he stops because he can't say anything legally. So he knows more, but he just can't say anything.
the fact that people are taking a 20.
Find the full recording, right? Isn't that the one where he was getting misrepresented because people were taking pieces of it?
And there's forward-looking statements in there too. There, quite frankly, that and them taping that was complete BS.
What's
So right there, he's saying like how it's BS. He paused and and then he just stopped. Like I said, he wanted to say more, but we know legally he can't. So that's bullish in my opinion. I mean, it's just whether I'm right or wrong when all this comes out, man, I'm freaking bullish on MMTLP. I think the dividend's going to be something special. It's just so much stuff adding up. I just have the feeling it has to be good. Doesn't mean I'm right, but I just have that feeling. So hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that thumbs up. Freaking leave a comment down below because it helps out the algorithm. And I will catch you all in the next video, guys. Peace.